Hello Mega fans, I'm your host DR, and today we have a review of Megadeth's 16th studio album that came out on September 2nd, 2022, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. So we're going to take a nice look at this one, show you the vinyl, show you the CD, and talk about what I thought of it and give it a rating. Starting off with my vinyl copy of The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. This is the indie store exclusive that came with the 3D lithograph. Here's the front of the jacket, the back of the jacket, obviously with the songs on there. And then it is a gatefold, and here we have the guys that are currently in the band. So we have Dave, of course. We have Kiko on lead guitars. James Lorenzo on bass. Not on the album, though. The bass was actually played by Steve DiGiorgio from Testament on the album. He redid the tracks that David Ellefson did originally. But after he was booted out of the band, Dave Mustaine didn't want to have those tracks as part of, with Dave Ellefson's bass as part of the album. So we also have liner notes, which is nice. We got the lyrics. Just forgot to point out, we got the guys in the band right there. But this is the first time that Dirk Verberin has been on a Megadeth album. James Lorenzo, obviously, is back from, he was on a few of the albums a while back. And then Kiko Lorio is the guitarist that started in Dystopia era, and Kiko is just such an amazing guitarist. Awesome to have him in the band. It's a really good lineup. In addition, in the indie store exclusive copy that I picked up, there is a 7-inch. So there's the front of that sleeve, the back of that sleeve, and it has We'll Be Back on side 1, and side 2 is The Conjuring Live. Taking a look at side 1, taking a look at side 2. So it has a small hole like the European versions of singles usually have. Take a look at the vinyl. Overall, I love the artwork on this album. We do have polylined inner sleeves. It's a nice bonus. It is on regular black vinyl. The labels are all custom for the album. Then on the second LP we have side 3 and side 4. Overall, a nicely done package. Checking out the lithograph before I forget. So this is a 3D lithograph that came with that indie store exclusive. I believe it was like $55, so it was a little pricey. But pretty cool to get a couple of those extras. Now I'll also take a look at my CD copy, which was also a indie store exclusive. There's the front of the CD case, the back of the case. Inside, my CD is actually in the car. So you'll see a lot of the same stuff on with the LP, meaning lyrics, just a little bit more spread out, a little smaller in some cases, but a nice booklet. So the indie store exclusive of the CD came with some cool stickers as well. You see here. Very cool. Alright, now that we have the taken a look at the physical properties of things here out of the way, let's talk about the audio. Production on here is outstanding. Love this album. I want to use expletives to explain how much I like this album, but it is really good. This is, in my mind, this is their best work since Endgame, if not since Euthanasia. Let's go ahead and get into the tracks. So side 1 kicks off with The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. What a way to kick off an album. You hear this cool intro, Monty Python style. The guy saying, "Bring out your dead," and you hear the bells or whatever, "Bring out their dead." And then once the guitar starts in the beginning, oh, so good. You get a change up for Pocket Full of Posies. where Dave just basically voices that. And then I would say overall that it reminds me of songs from Countdown to Extinction. This song does. It's a really cool song, lots of different parts to it, great tempo. In my mind, it actually ends too soon. It's not a short song, but it's just, I just loved it so much I didn't want it to end. The first 4 tracks on here actually are amazing. So then we move into Life in Hell. Great tempo on this song, really good beat to it. Another great solo, I believe it's Kiko after he says or sings "I'm gonna live and die in hell" the first time. Tempo change up after the second "Die in Hell," and spoken vocals by Brandon Ray. That's the one thing about this album that I would even give it higher praise if it wasn't for all of the extra spoken vocals or parts of, we'll talk about that in some of the other tracks too. Not that it takes away from the song, but I don't really think a lot of times it adds to it, so it could have done without it. Probably would have liked it better without it. Really cool ending with multiple "I'm a disease" is what I think the lyrics are that they're saying. Then we move into Night Stalkers. Obviously this was one of the singles released earlier before the album came out. You hear the chopper sounds at the beginning. Again, a lot of extra sounds thrown in. Super fast guitars in this one. A great chorus riff. In fact, this whole album is full of freaking great guitar riffs and awesome drums. Really like the drums actually. The new drum rig is working out great. The Ice-T spoken word parts or rapping or whatever it is, I just would have done without. It's not needed. I don't think it adds to the song. Don't really know that it takes away from it, but I don't like it that much. Tempo slows with the acoustic part and with strings. It's very cool. Awesome bass solo. Oh, I love the bass solo. It just kicks ass. Really good. And then the tempo goes into overdrive. First 3 songs in here are outstanding. And so that ends side 1 of the LP. Then we move on to side 2 with Dogs of Chernobyl. So Dogs of Chernobyl, interesting beginning. Again, you got some wind chimes and kids playing, laughter, intro. I'm fine with those intros that are kind of cutesy, I guess, as long as they don't do it in the middle of the song. The Spanish guitar, really good. Kiko, just amazing, Spanish guitar. There's some words in the background, great solo, cool fast drums and rhythm guitar, especially the part that starts at, I think it says Vault Breach. And so Dogs of Chernobyl continues the kick-ass songs. Then we get into what I consider maybe the weakest part of the album. I still like both these songs. So the first one is Sacrifice. Starts out nice and heavy. It's a good heavy song. And then we move into Junkie. Junkie's solid, has a good beat. Interesting short talking bits with bottle falling sounds, I guess you would call it. And a good solo as well. Again, this album has amazing solos on it. What outstanding solo work by Kiko and Dave both. Really love it. That's the end of side 2 with Junkie. Then we move into basically an intro and a song. So it's Psychopathy or Psychopathy moves into then Killing Time. So Psychopathy or Psychopathy is just like a 1-minute intro to Killing Time. Really cool drum intro. The spoken word beginning again, a lot of spoken words. There's a great drum groove throughout the song and cool acoustic guitar part again. So pulling out the acoustic guitars, just freaking amazing. So many good layers to these songs. And then after Killing Time, we move on to Soldier On. Another really good song, solid chorus. Love the chorus. Great solo at towards the end of the song, and the soldier chant at the end is really cool as well. And so Soldier On ends side 3, then we move into side 4 and start with Sally Baton. So the lyrical content of Sally Baton wasn't super fond of, I guess. It's interesting. But this song harkens back to old Megadeth, man. It just has that kind of Rust in Peace or Countdown era sound to it. Great groove and riffs, great fast tempo, great solo. Too short, honestly. Again, it's another one where I just love it so much I wish it would have lasted longer. Then we move into the one that bugs me, but I like it, and that's Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars starts out really cool with drums or bass or, I guess I'm trying to remember. But then all of a sudden it stops, and then you have spoken word stuff, you have talking, you know, like radio work between bass and Mars Mission or whatever. It's really a good solid song. I just could do with a lot of the extra stuff going on in there. And it has really cool drum parts, pretty solid. And then, I don't know if they saved the best for last, but this is one of my favorites off the album for sure, with We'll Be Back ends the album. Oh my god. A great fast riff at the beginning, crazy fast guitar solos, great grooves and riffs after the main lyrics are over. It's just a kick-ass song. So in summary, these songs are all good. Some of them are great. Some of them are still evolving for me as I listen to them and I start to like them better or start to be like turned off by some of the spoken word stuff. But my favorites on the album, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, Life in Hell is another one, Night Stalkers, Dogs of Chernobyl, The Killing Time, Soldier Arm, Sully Baton, We'll Be Back, definitely my favorites. The ones that are not as, you know, like I said, Sacrifice and Junkie, and then maybe Mission to Mars. But I still do like that song. I mean, I like all of the songs, so this is solid. If it wasn't for all the spoken word parts, this thing would get a 5 for me. With that other stuff in there, presentation is good, the production is great, the musical content is outstanding. I'm giving it a 4.5. If you guys are Megadeth fans, if you've turned away from Megadeth and haven't listened to anything from their new stuff, you should go buy this album. You will like it. It is really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Keep those turntables spinning. See ya.